Round one underway. See Gavan in the baby blue trunks, Xavian Ramieriz in the red and black trimmed with gold.
I've watched quite a bit of Ramieriz from his amateur. He's a very solid technician out there. Uses that nice long jab. That counter right hand left hook combination, which he just threw, is one of his favorites. He does it really well to the head and to the body.
Yeah, Ramieriz a little bit unheralded coming out of the amateurs, had his best years in the amateurs at 114 pounds. When he fought in the Olympic trials, he moved all the way up to 122. Only had about 3 weeks to really get used to that weight, didn't perform well. But you can see the quickness and that sharp right hand from Xavian Ramieriz. Oh, right, but good shot there from Lucio Gavan.
See, that counter right hand from distance is a very dangerous punch from Ramieriz. I saw that when I watched the tape of him. He's very good at keeping the distance, and as you cross over that critical distance line, pulls that trigger and chops that right hand. There it is again.
Counter shot there from Ramieriz. Gavan scores as well.
Yeah, Gavan come back with a good shot there as well. Good work on the inside to the body from Ramieriz.
Both men using the free right hand on the inside. We saw Xavian Ramieriz score a 9-second knockout over Johnny Cheeseborough in his most recent contest. Just a sickening left hook knockout that planted Cheeseborough flat on his face. Of course, we've mentioned the monetary incentive for first-round knockouts here tonight. You know that Xavian Ramieriz would love to bank some extra cash here tonight as they go at it on the inside.
Ramieriz doing a great job of chopping to the body with both hands whenever they get in close.
Good shot there from Ramieriz. That right hand scored. Looked like maybe behind the ear of Lucio Gavan as he was trying to slip out of the way.
Corey, you and I were talking about Ramieriz this week, and we were high on him to see if he could take that amateur prowess to the pros. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. What do you think?
Well, he's certainly looking sharp here in the early going, and Ramieriz had an invitation to go to the Terrence Crawford camp as he was training for the Errol Spence bout recently. Wasn't able to get out there due to scheduling conflicts, so impressive to see how Ramieriz is looking here early on, because this isn't a guy who's surrounded with talent in his home gym.
No, yeah, we talked about that was something we were somewhat worried about. But, I mean, when you've got skills like this, good exchanges here from both men.
Lucio Gavan scoring on the inside there as well. Final 10 seconds as they trade shots on the inside. Terrific action to kick things off here in Atlanta.
When you level change and fuck him up, don't just come up and throw the jab. The only thing he's doing is waiting to come over the top. So feint, and
prepare for his other stance right now.
Abandon your, no one would ever probably say this, abandon your jab right now because he's timing it. So feint the jab, throw the right. Feint the jab, throw the right.
All right, let go, Coach.
Feint.
So round two underway. The opportunity for the first round knockout bonus has now come and gone.
But you could see both men going for it toward the end of that round.
Absolutely.
They really picked it up at the end of the round and heated up the action. Big swing and a miss there from Gavan,
yeah,
looking
missing
for that big shot over the top. Like I said in the last round, Ramieriz very good at keeping range and looking for that counter right hand over the top, just like you just saw there.
And it was exactly that type of shot that we saw Ramieriz score in that knockout win most recently, just a step back counter. Those are his bread and butter. You see him land a nice right hand to the body as well.
What I like about Ramieriz too, they're not single shots. Even his counters, he'll throw that right hand with this, he'll chop that right hand, but he comes back with that left hook as well. And then whenever he gets distance, right back to the jab. Good fundamentals from Ramieriz. Notice what Gavan's doing. He's changing levels, getting low, using his head movement to get past that jab, to get inside, because that's where he wants to be.
Those level changes, those were the main instruction in the corner of Lucio Gavan. Saw Joey Gilbert also in the corner of Lucio Gavan, along with Gavan's father. The counter left hook again from Xavian Ramieriz.
And that came off a counter roll, uppercut, left hook combination. Again, I keep mentioning that he counters with more than one shot. You don't see that very often, especially this early on in a young pro. Oh man, Gavan, he's going to make this fight tough. He's the kind of guy who's going to put his head on your chest and swing with both hands.
Ramieriz looking comfortable rolling with those shots along the ropes, but you can only be comfortable doing that for so long if Lucio Gavan is going to be on his chest for all 4 rounds.
But Ramieriz is being smart here. He's trying to tie up one hand, he's keeping his head movement, and he's digging body shots on both sides.
Yeah, there's certainly a dichotomy here, Chris, in terms of how much movement both men are implementing. You see Lucio Gavan constantly rolling, a lot of head movement. Ramieriz very economical, just waiting to see what's coming at him.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that just from their styles. Gavan's the kind of guy, he's a workhorse. He's going to have to work much harder to get inside. When you got a guy like Ramieriz who can fight from the outside and the middle distance and actually showing himself to be pretty decent on the inside, he doesn't have to work quite as hard.
Shots from Gavan and a chopping right hand as Ramieriz tries to roll to the outside. Final 10 seconds of round 2.
Good action at the end of round 2 once again.
This is a well-matched 4-rounder to kick things off here in Atlanta. Well, speaking of up-and-coming prospects, you can see the next generation of boxing's best young athletes with most valuable prospects. New fight nights are coming soon, so keep an eye on the Zone social channels for announcements.
First round, second round, okay? Keep dragging his body.
Pick an angle. Please, when you hear the bell, finish over here. If you want every advantage right now. You just won that round, by the way. You won that round. Agárralo con la izquierda, la boca de sótano. All else fails, short step your way in off your right hand. Feint
Let go, coach.
1, 2, 1, 2. Reverse. Okay, reverse it. Let's go. Mental fighter. Mental fighter.
Round 3 underway. And just 4 rounds for Xavian Ramieriz and Ricardo Lucio Gavan to work with here in our opener. Very aggressive matchmaking here tonight, Chris. Typically, you probably wouldn't see a guy like Xavian Ramieriz with his amateur credentials, and Ricardo Lucio Gavan with his clout attached to that Canelo camp. Typically, you would not see these guys matched with one another this early in their careers.
No, not at all. And that's something that you're going to see here with overtime boxing. You're going to see tough matchups. You got good fighters matched up early on. I mean, this is the show me the money organization, so these guys are going to go for it.
Oh, Lucio Gavan going for it to the body and then climbs the ladder with a nice left hook. Ramieriz trying to counter with that uppercut off the ropes, but just running out of space.
Yeah, those are beautiful shots around the elbows, both sides, and that overhand right landed well. And another left hook upstairs. Gavan having the best success of the fight so far.
Ramieriz counters to the body with a left hook in the middle of that exchange, but this is mostly Lucio Gavan just out hustling Ramieriz along the ropes. And now a stiff ramrod jab rocks Ramieriz back.
You know, Corey, you had mentioned the sparring or lack thereof in Nebraska for Ramieriz. This is where you're going to see if that's going to have an effect as these rounds wear on, and you got a guy in front of you like Gavan who's digging with both hands, head on your chest, really pushing the action.
Ramieriz said that some personal problems kind of plagued the early portions of his career. Now he feels like he has it all together. He's going to have to get past an extremely tough test here in Ricardo Lucio Gavan, who as of about the midway point of round 2 has really turned things on, Chris.
Yeah, no, he's round 3, but yeah, he's really coming on round 3 now. But he's having the best round of the fight. I gave the first 2 rounds to Ramieriz, but Gavan is leading a heavy charge in round 3 here. Big breath in from Ramieriz as he lands a right hand.
Good left hook again from Lucio Gavan. Xavian Ramieriz comes back with a snapping jab.
Oh boy.
Lucio Gavan just keeps on throwing.
Gavan's in fantastic shape. Really letting those hands go.
Lucio Gavan, mentioned training alongside Oscar Valdez. We said really taught him everything he needs to know about how to be a high-level fighter, how to manage your career. Looking to dig into that bag of tricks here as we enter the final 10 seconds of round 3. And Chris, this could be a fight that we can see some of those overtime rounds in. If it keeps going this way, terrific round for Ricardo Lucio Gavan.
Terrific round and the momentum shift. I mean, first 2 rounds, Ramieriz looked really, really sharp. That round 3, that was all Gavan. He was pouring on the pressure with both hands. Going into the 4th round, he's got to be feeling confident.
Everything is working when you're fucking boxing and timing. He can't fucking touch you. He's got the right hand. Let's go, man. He's got the right hand.
He's waiting on his right hand, baby. Watch the right hand move.
Feint and throw the right. Feint and throw the upper. And then give me 4 punches. We're going to win this round. We're going to win this fight right now. Win the round. You can't get tired. Bring his head back up. You can't be tired. You won't get tired. 1 round for the rest of the fucking fight. Let's go. Finish him. Let's go, baby. That jab is everything for you right now.
So round 4 underway, maybe the 4th and final round, Chris. Of course, an overtime round could come into play here. We apologize for some of the language we heard in the corner. Now, if this fight is going the way that you're seeing it right now, if Ramieriz has taken the first 2 rounds, and Lucio Gavan won the last round, if Lucio Gavan wins another, we could get a bonus round here.
Yeah, I mean, I love the idea. I hate draws. I always hated draws. So I love the idea of having this overtime round. If we ended a draw, then one more. Let's see who's got more gas in the tank. And right now, Gavan is really coming on. And we definitely could see that overtime round in our first bout of the night. Oh, big shot.
Not there from Xavian Ramieriz.
Ramieriz loaded that thing up from his corner and threw a huge right hand.
Ramieriz needed a bit of a momentum buster here, Chris, and that right hand might be what he's looking for, as is that left hook.
Yeah, it was the busyness of Gavan that won him the last round. Right now, it is the power of Ramieriz that is leading the charge. Oh, big right hand from Ramieriz as he pops out and sticks Gavan on the ropes.
Well, Ramieriz just missing with that lead uppercut.
Yeah, I think Ramieriz understands what we were talking about a moment ago, Corey. He knows that this fight could end up in a draw based on that last round, so he's really digging down deep in round 4. Not to mention, there's the incentive financially for either man to score a knockout in this round.
I was going to say, I mean, Xavian Ramieriz is heavily incentivized to turn it on in this round, but Ricardo Lucio Gavan is certainly not turning it off.
I don't think he knows how to turn it off. He's really coming on. He got caught with some big shots this round, was hurt with a right hand, wobbled with a left hook, but he just landed a big overhand right that definitely got the respect from Ramieriz.
Hear the urgency in both corners right now.
Oh! Both men going for it there. I think Gavan got the better of with that overhand right.
Gavan tripling up with that left hook, probably caught on the elbow of Xavian Ramieriz with that right hand.
Depending on the judges see this round, you know, early on it was Ramieriz, but this last minute or so has been all Gavan.
Final 10 seconds, perhaps, of this fight, but we could be heading to overtime, depending on how the judges see this one, as they slug it out to end round 4.
What a finish, or I should say potential finish.
Potential finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, after going the distance here inside the OTX ring, we consult the official scorecard to determine a winner. All 3 judges are in full agreement, turning identical scores of 39 to 37 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. And now, the first ever winner of the first OTX Friday night fight. In the blue corner, Ricardo, Lucio.
So Ricardo, Lucio, Gavan, a 39-37 across the board.